I can't tell you.
He's a tech-savvy guy, gonna show you the way. You better load your bags, cause crypto's here to stay. Listen up, gonna teach you about this and that. But he's just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So join in and have a laugh. It's gonna be a good time, that's a fact. Information and crypto parodies. Sit back and enjoy the show. You just never know which way you'll go. So get ready for Digitspin Crypto.
All right, how you doing, guys? It's Dino, Digitspin Crypto. I'm just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So everything you learn here, just add it to your knowledge base and make good decisions based on all the information that you collect, you read, you see, whether it's from my YouTube channel or other people's. You got to put it all together so that you can make some sense and make your best decisions. Now, I want to start off with tonight. We're going to do a live unboxing, and I'll be taking questions and trying to answer as many things as I can on the chat, which is right there. And I'll do my best to answer all those types of questions as we go through the unboxing. So each piece that I do, I'll check for some questions, and we'll see how things are going. Now, the other day I did a video saying that I received a package in the mail. Now, I want to preface this all with Electroneum didn't ask me to do a review. Electroneum did not pay me to do a review in any fashion, shape, or form. I put in a request to get an M1 phone so that I could take a look at it and show it to the world. And they were kind enough to send one for review purposes. Being that it's 80 bucks, it would probably cost more to ship it back. So I have the understanding that I'll probably end up keeping it. So that's probably my only recourse to the whole thing, is that I can keep playing with it and seeing how it works and bringing you more information as we go along. So wanted to get that out of the way. Let's take a look on the chat. I see we got a lot of good folks out there. We got about 22 people live and a bunch of folks in the chat. I see M-Kid, Paul, my favorite guy. He's right over there. He says, "Good evening, Dino. I'm glad to see you here, Paul." We do have moderators out there, so keep in mind that they'll be doing their due diligence on the chat channel. All right, so we got M-Kid, Steven, we got M Systems out there. Good to see him. Nice to know that you made it. Let's see here. We got GRB Investments. Now, GRB has a great channel. You might want to check it out. Very succinct in his thoughts and how he presents his information. Very good channel to watch. Very educational, and it's worth every moment of time that you spend watching his channel. Let's see, we got Kanga, we got Todd out there, and you guys already got 3 pages of good stuff. Let's see here. M System wants to know how somebody could dislike my show already. I haven't even started the show, and M System wants to dislike, give me a thumbs down already. Get out of here. You guys crack me up. We got Skeleton King out there. We got Dan out there. Andy's out there. So we appreciate you guys stopping by to see what's going on with the show and how it's happening. So let's see if I can get the screen in the background. Now, what I did, normally I have 2 cameras, one in front, one off to the side, and I wanted to put in a third camera, which is a top-down camera, which is what you're seeing here now with the phone. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the third camera to work. it showed up in the operating system, but my system told me I didn't have enough resources to handle the third camera. So I had to steal my main camera, which is usually in the front here, to use as a top-down for now. So that I wanted you guys to be able to have the best view of everything as I'm opening it. So I set this up with the top-down camera. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's see if we have any quick questions before we get started. Let's bring up our chat. Alright. Okay. MKD goes, I'm actually quite glad you didn't put a bottom-up camera instead of a top-down camera. No upskirt cameras here. Get out of here. You guys crack me up. Oh my god. Todd saying, hey Dino, I want to tell you, I believe the M1 is going to be a game changer, and I think the M1 is definitely going to add to the flavor, the repertoire that Electroneum is bringing to everybody. It's just another part of the life cycle. I want to show you some stuff that's on the box that might even reflect that. And let's see if I can bring that. Why did I lose my top-down camera? There we go. So that I can reflect that. Let's go back. I gotta bring up my chat again here real quick. Alright. So, what I did notice is on the back of this box, oh, I almost lost it here. On the back of the box here, it says, it has some verbiage. Let's see if I can, I don't know, let's see if that'll lighten up enough to be able to see it. There we go. But that verbiage there says basically users installing the free Electroneum app can receive up to $3 per month in Electroneum cryptocurrencies. So each phone will deliver a different amount. I'm tend to thinking that the Electroneum M1 phone, if it detects that it's the M1 phone, it's probably delivering more ETN to those phones specifically, and that would be a great marketing ploy. You know, buy the ETN phone and be able to get more Electroneum by cloud mining. So that would make a lot of sense. Let's see what else we got here. Michael's saying, hey, he goes, I used to sit in my man cave with a beer and watch your live shows. My shift got changed, so now I'm at work. So I have to just listen to you. That's okay. Could be worse. Could be that you're not even able to reach and watch the show. So it's good that you're at least able to do that. All right. Let's get back to this here. So, let's take a look. Let's start doing a little unboxing, and then I'll see if I can keep an eye on your questions as we go along and start to answer them. Now the box itself, let's take a look. The box itself it's a sturdy. It's using like an E-flute cardboard gloss, but it's sturdy. It doesn't twist or bend or anything. It's not an Apple box or like you would see from an Apple phone, but it's similar to what you'd get, or better than what you'd get for your generic phones. So that I'm happy with. Obviously, they heat shrunk the package itself. It's called a blister pack. It's just basically some cellophane that's wrapped around it. You guys all know what that's about. Let's see if we can pop this open. Unlike Mick, I'm going to tear the plastic off mine. This thing's been sitting here for a day or so, and I have to tell you, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to open it up and play with it. But let's throw this plastic. Let's get rid of that. Let's throw that plastic out. So I've been wanting to do that, but I did go yesterday. Got myself some memory. I picked up 32 gigs of high performance mobile sync memory. Now I got this at Walgreens. it was on sale for $14.99, so can't beat that. It comes with the micro and the standard SD adapter with it, so I can do either one. So we got that put to the side. I picked up, now it uses a GSM frequency, and I took a look, and apparently it will run on a few of most of the AT&T networks, T-Mobile, I think Orange will work, and anybody that's a virtual provider that is running off the AT&T network, I would assume that it should work also. So I took the chance and got myself a SIM card. I got a test account. We're just gonna put this in to play with it for a month or so. So I got a prepaid SIM. Now this SIM, the reason why I went with this one is it's all GSM compliant. It's the standard unlimited package from AT&T. Again, I went down to a Walgreens, picked that up, and that worked out well. So the nice thing about this particular SIM is that when you pop it out, you have the regular SIM size, you have the mini SIM size, and then the nano size. So I can pop out the SIM to whatever size is going to be required to fit into the phone, because if I'm not mistaken, it either uses the full size or the mini, not the nano. So, but we'll be able to play with that and get it to work no matter what, apparently. That's what they tell me. So, we'll see what happens. So, we're going to see if we can get this live. This is going to be probably a long show. Not sure how long we're going to go, but we're going to try to answer questions and get as much out of this as we can as far as information and how it works, what it looks like, what it feels like. And we hope that you're able to stick around for the whole period of time while we do that. If not, you'll be able to catch the replay, and I'm sure I'll break it down into some bite-sized shows also as we go along. Now, I also noticed, if you guys went online, Extrest, Mike, I don't know if you guys know Mike Extrest, he had sent some questions into Electroneum a while back, way before all this brouhaha, and he was asking some tough questions. You guys need to go out there, look for Mike's Reddit post, and in there you'll see some questions. But well, a couple of them were things like, which was important, regarding the M1 itself. And the M1 itself, it looks like that, let's see here, where do they have it? It's going to launch for sale in South Africa. And let's see here, we have several phones on the ground already for tests that are in testing right now, testing their performance and reliability. And the first shipment to South Africa should happen within 4 weeks. So my best guess that I made in my unpackaging video of approximately 4 weeks was pretty spot on. That was a good guess of mine, so I'm pretty excited about that. Just want to hit two other quick things. I saw a lot of stuff in Telegram. People were confused. What is the Joytel launch and the Joytel trial? And what is One Development? So let me start off with Joytel. Basically is a virtual mobile provider. They have approximately 2 million users. But the big key is they have about 10,000 in Hong Kong and 10,000 in South Korea. So it was a good startup, and they've been working with Electroneum for quite a while to do a test. They had a memorandum of understanding, and every time that they wanted to move forward, their lawyers would push back, asking for more stuff. Electroneum would fix that and they'd get pushed back. So that was kind of like the first toe dip into the water. And so that virtual mobile provider looks like that they've got all of their concerns addressed. And in Extrest's announcement in here, they did answer that question. Hey, what's going on with Joytel? And the good news was that the Joytel was delayed mutually and they want to start after the Mobile World Congress, and they look like that they want to push ahead in the next month or so. The trial will be just as Richard had discussed, and it's going to be basically learning how to acquire users in Asia, and it's going to be another. Now, keep in mind, these first few vendors that are picking up the phone and adding Electroneum to their environment, these are all tests. We got to make sure everything is working. They got to see that the math is coming, their accounting information is coming through correctly. Everybody wants to make sure this all works because it's all in the wild, and we want to make sure it's all functioning and the parts and all the gears are turning correctly. And once that all happens, then they can start promoting. So once that they know everything's working, then and everybody's happy and everybody says, yes, it's doing what it's supposed to. We're getting the accounting information. The users are placing the orders. It's automatically adding the minutes to their phones. People are able to KYC. Everything is working the way it's supposed to, with all these appendages that are sticking out there into the wild to connect to other systems. Now, once they have all that, then they can start to roll this. Then they can start to advertise. They can start to mass market. The vendors themselves will start to talk about, hey, yeah, we have Electroneum on our phone, and the reason why is now they'll feel comfortable that it's working and that they're getting everything they need. I would tend to say that should be at least one cycle of data. So I would tend to think that should be at least a month of time for testing, and probably more. But keep in mind, Electroneum's just not throwing stuff out there, flapping their gums. Oh, we got this partnership, and finding out that they don't, and all this other stuff. They're making sure this stuff works. They're making sure everything's going to be deliverable correctly. So that's a good thing. The second one, I'll try to keep it quick, is the one, what was that? It was called One. What did he call it? He called it One Development. So on Telegram, there were people asking, what is One Development? I don't understand. One Development, they set up an agreement with One Development to incorporate Electroneum. What does that mean? What that means is One Development is a virtual mobile aggregator or setup. So let's say Dino Digitspin, I want to have a virtual mobile network. I'm going to call it Digitspin cellular phone. So Digitspin's phones. But I don't have a network. I don't have the money to go out there and buy and set up cell towers. So I have to set up a virtual, which means that I can buy my time through on the AT&T network. I get a special rate for buying access to their environment, and then I can then sell cellular services to my customers, and I can then transmit it across the AT&T network as Digitspin Cellular. Okay, so I want to do that. I don't have a clue how to do that. Most companies don't, and so you go to the one company, and basically what they do is they'll help you set up. One Development will help you set up and configure, build, and access a telecom system and hardware so that you can set up your own virtual mobile providing service. So while they're doing that, they're going to say, yeah, Mr. Dino, you can buy time on the AT&T network. It's going to cost you this much. You got to put up this much money. We'll help you with the contracts. We'll get you set up with AT&T. By the way, here's other things you're going to need. You're going to need accounting information. You're going to need advertising. And you're going to need this thing called Electroneum. You're going to want to put Electroneum on your environment so that people that are using the cellular network could mine their Electroneum and pay their their data plan on your services, Digitspin Cellular, and you want to add that. So it's a it'll be part of the services package that would be available to anybody that wants to set up a virtual mobile provider. So I hope that information was helpful to you, and we'll get back to our unboxing. Let's take a look here, see if we had any questions before I get started. All right. Everybody's all excited about the price in the next few years. Yeah, Todd, I think Todd's right here. Todd's saying 2 to 5 years. That's about when Electroneum will shine, in my opinion. And so, you know, I think that's a fair. It's going to take time for all this stuff to happen, and for it to progress, and to get activated, to get the contracts in place. But everything that they have told us will happen has happened, plus more. And you have to be blind or just not caring to be able to connect these dots to see a value in everything that Electroneum is putting together. Because it's not just, yeah, we're doing this and slapdashing that. They're putting together strategic dots across the page, and then encroaching a little bit further, making sure it works. Let's encroach a little bit more, drag that in, and eventually there's a system that is gonna just function. It's gonna be way ahead, because it's gonna be already KYC compliant, AML compliant. It's got the payment. You got a way to earn. You got a way to integrate it into the phone carriers. Wake up, guys. All right. Who produced the phone? That's a good question, and I think that we would probably not know right off the bat who actually manufactured the phone. I doubt Electroneum is going to tell anybody right off the bat. It's just one of those types of things. Let's see here. I think I got my screen frozen. Let's see if I can. There we go. So my chat may have frozen. I may or may not be able to bring up the chat window, but I will again at least be able to answer questions as we go on. Let's see if oh, okay. So MKid goes, I want to order dozens to give away for free. So good for you. As soon as they come available, I'm sure you can order some phones. From what I understand, there's many tens of thousands of these things that are going to be brought into service or available. So there'll be a chance for everybody to get a hold of one. All right. Let's go back to here. Let's get into some of this here. Let's take a look at this box. All right. So you got your data information on the back, and there's really not much else on the box itself. Like I said, it's it's not a gloss. It's more of a semi-gloss coated box, and then it's got an actual Electroneum logo seal on it, a protective seal, a clear seal. Let's see if we can pop that open. And I know you guys already know what's inside of this. Mick did a wonderful job showing everybody everything that's inside the box. Let's see if we can so I got big shoes to fill in the unboxing, so let's see what we got here. Alright. I kind of can tell it's from China. It has that China cardboard look to it. I only know this because I do a lot of displays and I manufacture cardboard cutouts, so I work with a lot of cardboard and vinyl and stuff, and I'm familiar with the rice blended and bleached from China. So packaging's nice. It's tight. Nothing moves around. I would expect very little damage from shipment. The only thing that's banging around in there sounds like, I don't know if you can hear it. It sounds like it's the power supply that's in there. But let's pull this out. We got ourselves a textured. The bag is kind of like has a weird texture to it. It's like fingerprinted. It's hard to explain, but it's a textured type of bag, which is kind of neat. And the phone itself, let's take a look here. It's reasonably light. I guess I'm used to carrying around my S Plus. I have an 8 Plus, so we can take a look at the size difference between an 8 Plus. And so if I match up this screen, my screen goes all the way up to here. So we're looking at a screen that's about 2/3 of the size, and of course it's not as wide. But it's comfortable and it's light, but I'm assuming that it's super light because there's no battery in it yet. So which isn't too bad. Obviously it has the protective film on it, so in transport it does not get damaged. Okay. Peel off this mask after application completed, so which is not bad. It's kind of a metallic blue. I do kind of like that. It's not just like a regular blue. It's like a gunmetal blue. So it has a shine. I'm not sure if the camera is showing that metallic feel to it or look to it, but it does have a metallic type of look, which is kind of neat. We're gonna play with this here. Let's put that down for a second, and let's take a look what's inside here. Just a cardboard insert, that same type of textured plastic, and our cords. So we obviously have our power cord, which will go into the charger itself, which is nice. I do not know if it's I'm gonna need an adapter or not for UK phones, so I'll have to take a look. Let's see what they got here. Alright, so I'm gonna have to use a charger, a USB charger here for like a UK for USA, so I won't be able to use this particular charger for today. But the charger itself does have, I don't know if you can see it, it does say Electroneum on the charger, which is kind of neat. So it's, I don't know if you can see that, but in the label, which is kind of cool because I wasn't expecting that. Usually, you know, you'll have, you know, hung sway charger or something on there. And of course I forgot to bring my glasses, but let's see here. It's a 1 amp charger, obviously at 5 volts. So we'll plug this into one of our USB connections, and we'll get some voltage that way for tonight. Obviously we got ourselves a battery and our instruction manual. So that's pretty good. Let's put that packaging in here. Let me go to the chat and see what types of questions we have before I continue. I wasn't smart enough to bring my charger in, so I'm going to probably plug this into my computer system to charge up the device. Let's see if there's anything I can disconnect. Probably not, because they're all from there, so I'll have to plug it into the actual computer. I don't believe this is going to be long enough, and it'll go off to the side when I go to charge it. So I may have to get an extension or do something, but we'll figure that out as we go along. Alright, let's see what we got here in the chat. Alright. So Bruce goes, hey Dino, does it work in New Zealand? I want to know. So there's a, how you would tell, I do not know if they give you the frequency that this is working on. So let's take a look. That's the important part. You need to know what the transmission. First of all, you would go to your local carrier and find somebody that provides a GSM, which is a global SIM. And then the next thing is you want to make sure their environment accepts the frequency that this thing is transmitting on. So I'll have to probably see if I can get some technical specs of the phone so I can find out the frequencies, because a cursory look at the instruction book is more of a user guide, not a technical guide. So this is how to connect to the internet, you know, getting phone calls, how to reject a call, send a message, that type of stuff, how to insert and set up the phone. It doesn't give you the technical specs of the frequencies, but I'll look into that and see if I can get that information for you, and I'll apply that there. Let's take a look here. So Steven wants to know, is the phone USB 2 or 3? And I would tend to think that it's probably on a level 2. It may be 3 because it's a relatively new design. So there is a possibility that it will support USB 3. However, again, any types of technical specs are definitely lacking. And let's get. I'm gonna bring my chat over to here. I'm gonna hide it behind the little window there to make it easier. And let's move. Bear with me. I'll do a little house cleaning here, so that, because I keep losing. What's happening is that this camera is sharing a layer that uses the chat system. So every time I do something with the chat, I lose the background. So I'm going to put this here for a little housekeeping. And I'll just keep it behind me. And so you won't see it unless it comes up here up on the screen. Alright, good. We're in business. Sorry about that, guys. Just slight delay there, so that I'll just have that in the background when that happens. So to answer your question, I don't have that information here, so I won't be able to answer that on the technical side. And I'm going to see if I can get a whole bunch of technical information regarding the piece and what kind of services it has. All right. Yeah, the 1800 to 2600 bandwidth, that should do the job, and I think that we'll be okay with that. All right, so again, we got our phone, our manual, and we got our battery. Let's take a look. Battery's not that heavy. The phone altogether with this battery is still going to be relatively light. And again, it's got the Electroneum logo on it with the M1. So this has been branded, packaged completely as an Electroneum product. Same with the charger being on there with the Electroneum. So I'm really impressed with the complete OEM package that was produced so far. I mean, opening this up, I feel that I bought something specifically Electroneum in it, and I knew that that's what I would get. Like if I just purchased this, there's no doubt in my mind I would feel that I was getting an Electroneum certified, an official Electroneum product all the way around, with no doubts whatsoever. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like having this. I can't tell you, I kept my Galaxy 3, was it 5? 3, I think it was Galaxy 3 and 4. And I kept that for the longest time because I could pull the battery out of the darn thing when I wanted. Now, of course, the newer versions, you can't get into the damn thing. And the reason is because they make them waterproof for a period of time. You could throw this in water for 30 minutes, up to 30 feet or something, and it's not supposed to leak. So, to Steven's question, no, it's gonna leak. If you drop this in the toilet, you're gonna have a bad day. There's no doubt about it. Alright, let's see if we could open the back. Now the back, with relatively ease, I'm able to just use a finger. It's got the little click sound, so it's kind of a snap. There is no weather stripping or anything like that whatsoever. So if you drop this in any type of water, you're literally just dropping it in water. There's no seal whatsoever that's designed on this. So this is not waterproof by any stretch of the imagination. But at $80, that's what you would expect. I think you're getting your money's worth for an $80 suggested retail price. Again, inside they give you the phone details and the Electroneum logo, and it has here information on the SIM. So you have your micro SIM, and you can put 2 different SIMs in here, so you can access 2 different cellular networks. And then, of course, you got a micro SD card, so we can put memory in. So that would be off onto this side here, and your 2 SIMs. So that's kind of handy to be able to, I guess in certain countries you could be able to click to a different network if you wanted it. Let's pull this plastic protective shield off. I guess I guess you could pull just this and leave the shield on if you wanted, but I'm gonna pull that off. There's no scratches. The glue is good. It has a galaxy feel. You got the little circle and the back and right buttons. This thing's super light. Let's pop this battery. Would go in here. So we're gonna turn that on, and then probably turn it off to see if we can put the memory in it and the other goodies. So let's take a look here. How complicated. I would tend to think that this goes in first on this side. I'm gonna slide that up, push that in. It's a nice fit. It goes right in there, and there's no snap or anything, but it definitely fits in there really nice and snug. It does give you a combined weight. Now the back plastic, it's, I don't know if it doesn't feel like a PVC, but that could be because it's textured. It bends like a PVC, like a molded PVC plastic. But the finish on it is really nice. And this snaps back on. This reminds me so much of my Galaxy S3. It's not even funny. Let's see if we can turn this on and see what kind of batteries we got in here. I'm getting it powered by Android Go Edition, as Mick was talking about. I've already got my fingerprints all over the thing, little greasy fingerprints, and it's loading up Electroneum. You see the camera there and the lens. Hey, there's my my lighting. All right, so that's coming up, and we got our Electroneum lightning, and that's pretty good. So let's see what else we got here. It tells me obviously I have no SIM card, and my battery is about 50% at the moment. So it looks pretty good. It's got some nice haptic feedback. When you touch it, you can feel, zzz, zzz, when you push the button. So slide up and you get all your applications here, which is pretty neat. Calendar, calculator, your camera. The Electroneum app is installed, ready to go. So you'll see that right here on this side, Electroneum. So the app is installed on it. It has an FM radio kind of app. You got your maps, Sim Tools, Play Store to download more stuff, your clock. I'm going to tell you, from one perspective, it's amazing to get a phone without all the crud installed on it. So that's kind of cool. I'm kind of digging it doesn't have a bunch of junk installed on the phone. It's just a phone with the basic stuff on it, which is pretty exciting. Now, weight-wise, it's it's comfortable. It's a nice size to hold in your hand. I'm liking that. The thickness is reasonable. It'll fit pretty much into any one of my pockets. I keep my phone, and I have this side pocket, the painter's pockets here, and I always slide it down into the little painter's jeans, into the little slide pocket, which is kind of neat. And my Samsung S8 doesn't always do that. This will fit it pretty much into any pocket easily. It's definitely better than the first iPhone that I got. I still have my iPhone 1. I was one of the first people to get an iPhone, one of the smartphones. Now, Mick was saying something about the screen being hard to read. I'm not having that problem. When you turn it this way, you can lose the screen. But side to side, I can see it just fine. When I tilt it downwards, I can see it when it tilts about here, it starts to fade. So I'm not having, I can read the screen and I'm almost looking at it sideways. I'm at almost like 180 degrees and I can read it just fine. So not sure what he was talking about, unless he was talking about the downward motion, which makes it a little harder. And I'm going to be honest with you, for a crypto phone, I think that's a benefit, because if I'm holding my phone like this and somebody's standing, I'm sitting there holding my phone and I'm looking at it, somebody's standing there and trying to look down this way, they won't be able to read my screen. So I kind of like that as a privacy feature, even though it wasn't sold that way. It's just a relic of the screen itself. The polarization, I think, works in the benefit if you're using this as a crypto phone. Now, I'm having a little bit of a memory issue because it's smaller, so I'm not used to having such a good grip on the phone, or having a phone smaller than I'm accustomed to. But I'm gonna power this down. I'm gonna answer some questions on the chat and that you may have. So if you have any specific questions about the feel or what's inside of it, and then we'll pop some memory in it. We'll put the SIM card in it, and we'll see if we can get this thing connected to the AT&T network and see how it does. Let's take a look here. All right. All right, so Gato Sega, he's going, at least there's no ugly notch in the phone. Yeah, that's a good, that's actually nice. I'm going to tell you, at $80 as a suggested retail, and they'll probably come in cheaper, it's worth every penny. And as far as having something from Electroneum itself, it's, if you're a fanboy, it's priceless. You're gonna get it no matter what. But for a user that needs a phone, it's clean, it's comfortable. It's half the weight, I think, of my Samsung S8. Now, of course, the phone's bigger in size, but this is a plus. So obviously it's bigger, but it's literally half the weight. I put this thing in my pocket. I wouldn't even know it was in there. It's light, but it is sturdy. It doesn't seem to bend without a lot of effort being placed on it. Like, you can't see it, but I can see maybe a millimeter. I can bend it. And if I really wanted to, I could destroy any phone. But having this in my pocket or back pocket, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable doing that. So that's kind of nice. The glass does go right to the edge, so you're definitely going to want to put a protective screen on this in case you drop it, so that it'll hit that protective screen and not break your glass, because you have your glass plate and then your sensing plate and then your video is behind there. So not sure about repairs. And because it's OEM, so perfectly well done. Let's pop this open again. There's nothing in there to tell me, who's the actual, manufacturer of it. All you know it's manufactured in the PRC, People's Republic of China. There's literally no other marking, and I don't know. Maybe in another video, there's some screws in here. We'll get my jeweler's screwdriver out. In another video, we'll tear this thing apart, see what's inside, and how the electronics are put together inside of it, and maybe we'll get some leads regarding that. But I want to say that this is an amazing product to release to the public. It's not like it's I don't feel, it's not like it's a prototype or anything. Obviously it's a well-seasoned device with all the current specs that $80 can buy you. And once again, I'd like to thank the Electroneum team for sending this for review. We do appreciate it, so that we can show everybody out there what it looks like and kind of give them a feel of my thoughts on it. And you guys are awesome regarding that. So let's answer some questions here, and then we're going to take it apart and put the SIM in it and some memory. Okay. Yeah, Steven goes, yeah, that looks like one big charger. When you work, yeah, I don't know. Leave it to the British, the Europeans. That's yeah. That's something else. I tell you, I have adapters for this. I just I wasn't smart enough to dig them out, and quite frankly, a lot of my stuff is still in boxes that I've been doing for. Okay, let's come up here. Yeah, Northeast Technologies is saying, yeah, it looks like a great price point. No one can see what's on your screen from an angle. Yeah, that's absolutely. It definitely keeps viewers. So if I'm holding it like this, so I can view it, nobody that coming this way can see it. From the right and left, you can see it with no problem, because I can take it and tilt it like this, and I can still read the screen. So, which is pretty significant. Like I said, almost 180 degrees, about 160 degrees. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Awesome project. So Steve goes, hey Dino, when we get it all together, let's do a camera test and a speaker test in the future. Yeah, we'll do that. Maybe we'll get a chance to do it tonight. M System's bringing up a valid point here too, which is really important. The phone is fully unlocked, so it is root broken inside, so you can pretty much put it on any network that the frequency has, and has a GSM connection, GSM chip, SIM card. So let's see here. M Systems tested it on T-Mobile, AT&T, and he tested it in Spain on Vodafone. So that's pretty sexy. thanks for that information, M Systems. That's always great. Luckily, unfortunately, I was not able to go to Spain, so I wouldn't know that. So Art's saying, hey, he goes, yeah, this looks like it's, you know, it's not made for people that want to buy expensive phones. It's for folks that can afford a good basic phone. And I'm gonna have to tell you, you know, even a lot of the people that I know and that work with me here, you know, only a third of them have a flagship phone. The rest are using a basic Android or a basic, you know, or a very old Apple phone, you know, reconditioned type of solution. At $80, most people in the United States can afford this with ease. And quite frankly, at $80, you know, if there's plans or whatever for them that they go and get a plan, they'll give you the phone, you know, if it was to go that far. So hopefully it'll become popular enough to see that. I'd love to see this in Walgreens. I'm hoping that once it picks up, we can get the Electroneum phone in Walgreens or CVS because they sell a lot of them there. So that would be pretty awesome. All right, let's take a look here. All right, don't see any other questions, so I'm gonna go back into the phone itself. Let's play around with it a little bit. All right, let's pop this open and see if we can get some more information and more details. I'm gonna pull the battery out of the official Electroneum battery. I'm gonna pull that out, and let's see if we can get some memory into this thing. Now, I haven't obviously I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know, you know, all the system settings and what have you. So we'll have to play with that as we go along. I know a lot of you guys just wanted to see the basic unboxing, but those that want to stick in there will continue to go along this path and see what else we can do with this thing. I want to tear this open. They hermetically seal these things together so you can never get stuff out. Alright, got myself my chip, and let's slide that right in. So you put teeth down, and I slid that right into it with teeth down and put the 32 in here. Alright, so we have SIM 1 and 2. I'm going to assume that we're going to go with SIM 1 for what we need. Alright, it doesn't look like it's a full SIM. It does look like it's the one in between. Let's see if we can pop this out, because obviously the full SIM will not fit into the device, and the micro might even be too big. We'll have to take a look at that. You got the regular SD, and so let's see if we can break this off without destroying everything else. So what I'm doing here is popping out very carefully so that I don't pop out the third level. I popped it out of there, and let's take a look at that. Alright, so it has a little picture of the direction to put the thing in, which is nice. And let's see if that's the right size. And it looks like it probably is. So I'm going to slide this in. And I have that SIM now in place from AT&T. So it's you're going to take away the standard SIM, and you're going to use the mini, and not the macro. Let's see here. It says macro. You use the macro, not the nano part of it. So that went in place. So that's pretty good. Fit right in there. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, what's this here? A little piece of plastic. Put that to the side. Alright, let's power it back up. Put this back into place. Hopefully I didn't burn out anything. Let's put our cover back on. Snaps back together. Pretty good. Let's power this puppy back on. And get our Electroneum logo there going. And let's see. It's still in the boot. And now we got our screen. So let's take a look. SIM card changed. Tap to set up. It has my my SD card, new disk, new hard memory card detected. So it's asking me to set up your SanDisk SD card. I can use it as portable storage or use it as internal storage. So we're going to use it for internal because internal I can put apps on it and store all sorts of stuff. It's for storing anything on the device only, including apps and photos. But you do have to format it. But it'll only work with this device. You would have to reformat it. If you use it as a portable, you can use it for just photographs and select portable. This way you can then use it just like an SD memory card and move it from one machine to another. So I'm going to use it for internal storage. Hit next. And it's asking me to erase and format the chip. So we're going to erase and format. And it's going about its business doing that formatting. So this may take a few moments and we'll see how it goes. Now it's asking me here, update preferred SIM card. SIM card 1 is the only SIM in your device. You want to use this SIM for mobile data, calls, and SMS messages. And I'm going to say yes I do. And I'm going to click that on there. Alright, so it gave me a little notification. It switched to that. So that's good news. And let's see here, there's a SIM tool. Well, let's click on SIM tool. Let's see what that's all about. Okay, it says it's not ready yet to be used. So let's go into settings. And let's see if Wi-Fi is not connected, mobile network. Connected data services when roaming, preferred network 4G, which is recommended, enhanced LTE is turned on. So that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the SIM card. SIM slot 1 is turned on and it knows it's for AT&T. It tells me my calls are AT&T and my SMS messages are AT&T. Alright, so that's pretty good. Not showing any bars as of yet. Let's take a look here. It's picking up my network communication. I don't want to hook it to the network yet. I want to see if we can get the SIM card to function with while we're here. If we're lucky, we can do that. It thinks it's January 1st. We'll have to go through here and set up stuff. Alright, so now it knows in the memory that that I have the memory attached. It's telling me here I have the 2.6 gig internal, and it's telling me, I don't know if we can see it here down on this side here, that I have the additional memory card installed, and I have 32 gigabytes of internal storage additional. So it does know the memory, which is pretty good. Now, according to this, let's see if I'm gonna probably have to hook it up so we can get an audio test, and I'll hook it to my network. I was hoping but I would have to activate my card. According to this here, you can send a text message. What they tell you to do to activate your card is to tell it what type of plan, and what you do here, AT&T, if you're going to go with AT&T, they have different plans for a monthly, and you can get it for $30 a month, a 1 gigabyte data plan and unlimited talking text, all that good stuff. And this has a plan code of 19 on it. And so what they do is they tell you in the little instruction book here, because they give you all the steps to activate your phone, you know, how to put in the SIM card and set it up, and it tells you to activate. So it says to put in your activation code. So basically, you know how you text happy to 55, star 55123, and you type happy, and then they text it to them, and then it'll come back. So we'll see if that goes. Now, I am not getting any bars, so I don't know if that's because I'm deep inside my building and it's not registering any, or this machine is the device is not talking to the AT&T network. Let's just type phone. The one thing that's kind of cool, I don't know if you guys noticed it, I'm going to turn the music off. I'm going to do that again. That has been a long time since I've actually heard the tone of the actual digit, because usually it's just beep, 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 beep. When I grew up, each one had a different tone to it, and you used to be able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on your phone. And you could play all different songs, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all that other stuff, but you couldn't do that anymore when they changed that out and took that away from us. That's older people. That was one of the fun things to do. Let's see. All right, mobile network not available. So there's a good chance that I can't send out, again, because I'm not seeing any bars. There's got to be some kind of a setup that I have to do with the phone. So when all else fails, you go to the directions that Electroneum tells you, and let's take a look. All right, so in here, they give you the SIM, the battery, how to put the SIM in, how the touch buttons work, the home screen, the quick notification panel, and what it means and how to use it. Let's take a look. And since I have an Android, I kind of know most of what's going on here. So let's take a look here. Settings menu, change the settings, network and internet, Wi-Fi, mobile network, insert the card, connected devices, how to insert the SIM card. Let's see if there's anything in here that I didn't do or something special. Okay. Making and receiving calls. Once the SIM card's installed, turn on your phone and wait for it to find a network. So I'm not finding a network, and even though I have the SIM card installed, I'm not getting any bars, nor am I finding a network. So I'm going to follow AT&T's directions to see if this will activate the network on the phone. So this way you know, because I'm not seeing it right off the bat. So let's go to our text messages, and let's type in what they want here. No thanks. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit different on the keypad. We're gonna do a star. It wants me to put in a star. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Star. 1, 2, 3. I've got to put in another star. I have to put in a zip code, then another star, and then the plan number, and we'll try plan number 19. So I'm going to put a 19, and a pound key, and I'm going to say OK. So that's tap, and then it says here to call that number. Whoop, I put in a $sign. Don't want to do that. So let's try that again. Apparently I spazzed out. Activation code. Let's try that again. So we're going to do *123. We're going to do a zip code. I'm going to put in the plan number 19 and then the pound key. And it says to call that number. Let's see. So yes, I do not have a mobile network available. Now, I'm going on the assumption that something is wrong. This particular SIM may or may not be the right one that I got. It's supposed to be a GSM that works with it. I'm going to also have to go probably outside to try, because even my Galaxy, I got 1 bar inside the room. I'm dead center in the middle of a 10,000 square foot facility with walls and metal all around me. And there could be a chance that this just can't pick up the information that's necessary. So let's connect it to the Wi-Fi, and let's get that up going here. We're gonna come down here, and we want Wi-Fi, and so I'm gonna pick one. I'm going to then go to my little camera here. I have a password I'm gonna have to enter in. It's super secret, top secret stuff. Access. I'm gonna do the access. I'm gonna put in and I'm going to connect to that. Connected, but it says no internet, no internet. So, ooh, got a little sound. Wi-Fi has no internet access. Top for options. All right. Let's see if it's lying to me. It's telling me my clock is behind. It wants me to update the clock. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do initially. Use you can use GPS or network provided time. We'll use network provided time, 24-hour format, and that looks good there. All right, according to this though, it's connecting me to Google UK. Let's just try regular Google.com and see if that will get me connected or not. All right, so it did on my Wi-Fi bring up Google. Let's see if we can get some audio out of this darn thing. Let's go to YouTube. I know this guy that's on YouTube. He does some videos. He thinks he's decent at it. But let's see if this will get me connected to YouTube. So it's starting to load up. All right. Let's do a search. And let's do Electroneum. And I'm going to bring that up there. So we got the post wrap-up show on the device. And here's our audio.
Hi everyone, a little update from MWC 2019. So it was a crazy busy show, very different to the MWC the year before. I think the year before we joined the GSMA, we were the first crypto that ever joined the GSMA. We exhibited at the GSMA as part of the mobile world, but we hadn't really found our full proposition. We've got an idea of it, but we hadn't got the instant payment live, we've got KYC live, all these things that we learned from the industry during 2019.
To be honest with you, I have that up at full. I can easily hear Richard speaking. It is absolutely a lot more tinier than I would have on my flagship phone. That cost me $1,000 compared to the $79.95. But it definitely worked as advertised. So it was a little bit more tinny. You can tell that the sound is kind of coming from inside the device. I can kind of feel it a little bit more. It does have obviously your connector, and I'm assuming this is meant to be the audio. Now let's pop off this cover again. Let's see if we can determine that. So I'm not seeing anything specific. I do see there is a slit here, and that's clearly where the audio is being generated and transmitted out, and that would correlate with these little dots that are here. So the audio did feel like it was coming out of this this audio section here. It was loud enough to clearly hear it and understand what's going on, but it's not. You know, most of the guys I know that use these things, they end up keeping a Bluetooth speaker. And hey, it's asking me if I want to earn Electroneum. Let's get started. So we'll do that in a few seconds. So, you know, if you're trying to play music, you're going to want a Bluetooth, and most people do that anyway, because not everybody has that flagship type of phone. Let's go back to YouTube. Now, responsiveness of the phone, it's pretty clean. It's not as fast as my my Galaxy, which I wouldn't. I would be extremely disappointed in my Galaxy if it wasn't faster, considering how much I pay for the darn thing. So the load time, instead of getting it loaded on here maybe in a second, it's taking maybe 2.5 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. To come out. The video responsiveness is good, and it's pretty much almost as loud as I am as I'm talking. The video, let's put this at full screen, and let's turn that back on. I'm actually very impressed with the video quality. I didn't expect it to be this good. So I would be very pleased with this. It's obviously not high definition, but I would be pleased. Now, by running a video, I'm putting it through its paces. Video is going to definitely use the processor, and I can feel the battery or up in the top section here getting a little bit on the warm side. It's not hot, it's just a little on the warm side. So that's definitely the battery draining inside there. So that's not an issue that I'm not familiar with, but I can see that if you're going to use it, you'll feel it warm up more so. But I'm at a disadvantage because I keep my phone inside this case. So when I maximize mine out, so I keep it inside the case, so I never actually get a chance to touch the back of the flagship phone. But these definitely heat up also. It's not anything that's specific to this phone. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to obviously have to spend a little time identifying why the network's not coming up. Maybe you guys have some information up there. All right, let's see what we got. So we got the AT&T Know Your Customer AML line. Let's see. Do you have any? Yeah, you do have to activate the AT&T card first. AT&T is telling you can activate it through the phone, but I have a feeling that you're going to have to log in. I'll probably have to create an account and go to this AT&T.my prepaid and put in all my information, my EMI and the SIM and all that other good stuff, the numbers that are on the SIM, and probably set that up first because it doesn't know what to do. This cell phone activation is probably with just the US phones, the GSM. So I'll give that a try. M Systems, you're probably on the right track there, and I'll get that up and running. We'll test that out the next one. Let's see what else we got here. Approximately 16 seconds on the boot time. That's about right. That seemed appropriate. Let's see here. Yep, Northeast says, yeah, it looks like a good phone for the price. I definitely think so. Show me the ID. I'd like to see it. No, I'm not going to show you the ID. Let's see. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, there we go. Northeast says, yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. Definitely helps out. And we'll put together some more stuff. Yeah, I definitely agree, Steve, that he's saying that he thinks it's a decent enough audio, especially for the $79.95 price, $80 price tag. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and this is it just kind of reminds me of my S3, not in spec wise, but in feel and being able to pop off the case. I really kind of like it. I'm pretty excited about that. All right. Try SimPort 1. Yeah, I did put it in the SimPort 1. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to get onto the website and do that. So what I'd like to do with this on the next videos is that I think that let's come back down here. I think on the next videos I think we'll get the AT&T up and working. I'll get some of the apps running on the device. As you can tell, some of it, because it was green on the screen that Richard was behind, you were seeing through the device to here because of my green screen camera. So you could see the text through the phone. So we'll take a look at that. But what I'm thinking about doing is I'll get the AT&T up and running. I'll get some of the apps working, give it a run. And then I think what we'll do next time is we'll take a jeweler's screwdriver to it. We'll disassemble it, see what's inside for fun and entertainment. And I'm going to obviously play with it to get it running, get an Electroneum miner up and working on it. And then I can do a comparison to see how fast this phone is generating Electroneum compared to my standard US phone. I'm very interested in how that is turning out and to see how much ETN it's generating. So we'll try a couple of those things. If you guys have something special that you want me to do with it, and Steve, no, I'm not dropping it in water because it's not going to last 10 seconds if I drop it in water. But if you have something else that you'd like me to look into on it and you want to have some information on it, I will do that research to the best of my ability and time that allows, and I'll see if I can get that answer for you. So overall, this thing is well worth the $79. Like I said, if you're involved with Electroneum in any way, it's going to be a must-have. I can see these selling rather quickly, especially to the Electroneum fanboys and fangirls. There's absolutely no reason why you won't want to get your hands on one of these. And for the general public, I think this, with the marketing, the phone that pays you back, is such a unique concept that you're going to see that type of marketing, I think, be useful in getting these phones into the hands. And I would not be surprised if I saw these in Walgreens a year from now. I just wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It's definitely a phone that's at a price that's equal to what they're selling there, if not cheaper, and there's a purpose to it. And I think that there's going to be some really good things happening for this M1. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in for tonight. I know we've got a pretty good time, and I want to thank Electroneum for affording me the phone to take a look at and play with and tinker with, to give a little bit of details on it, and I'll get more information. So drop it in the comments, whatever you'd like me to look into, and I'll do just that. Headphone jack. Okay, Debo's going, does it have a headphone jack? All right, let's take a look here. Obviously, we got our power connector, and up in the top here, let's get the top-down camera. So we'll go around. So in the bottom, obviously, we have our speaker that then get transmitted out these little dots. We have our power connector there. There's a little dot right next to this. I'm not sure if that's a reset of some type. Let's take a look in here. Probably a SIM pop. There's nothing in here for that to connect to or to push against. So I'm not exactly sure what that little hole is for. Usually it's like a paper clip or something, but there's nothing that I could see in there. There may be some kind of reset. Obviously our up-down volume, power on. So we have our headphone jack here. It uses your standard 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It did have in the phone, I saw a tool set for, let's see, let's take a look at the camera. Jeez, I did see something here for like a light, a flashlight. I thought I could have swore I saw something that was flashlight, but maybe it's my imagination. Let's take a quick look here at the camera app. You got music, and let's take a look at that camera app. So let's swap it around. So it's take a picture of me here. Let's see, I could do a movie. Let's see how the movie works. It's not the with the lighting and stuff. It's definitely a basic camera. Obviously, I'll be able to store tons of video with this, but it is a basic camera. Nice audio feedback here. Let's take a picture. Okay, so obviously the lighting messes with the coloration and stuff, but and the green screen behind me isn't helping. So you can see through onto the screen here. So the green screen isn't working. So you're not getting the full colors and stuff like that. You're not able to see the colors because my studio software is messing with things. Let's see if we put it on here. Yeah, even there you can see through. So Unfortunately, the colors are a little on the washed side. The video is a little bit better. Let's see, video player. Just once.
With the lighting and stuff, it's
The mic is great.
Camera. Obviously, you don't be able to store tons of video with this, but it is a basic camera.
I'm surprised the microphone was awesome. It picked up my audio with extreme clarity. So that is impressive. And it was actually a lot louder than I expected it to be on a whole. Camera-wise, you're not buying this phone to take pictures with. $80 is not going to buy you an amazing camera. You're not using it for high-level HDR camera pictures. But for, being able to just take a quick snapshot, it's a few megabits. Again, $79.95. Awesome deal. Electroneum's onto something. Do your own research, look into it. But this is just another amazing step in the journey of Electroneum. And it's going to add to the life cycle and the amazement of what Electroneum is going to bring to the world. So thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will catch you the next time. I can't tell you.
He's a tech-savvy guy, gonna show you the way. You better load your bags, cause crypto's here to stay. Listen up, gonna teach you about this and that. But he's just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So join in and have a laugh. It's gonna be a good time, that's a fact. Information and crypto parodies. Sit back and enjoy the show. You just never know which way you'll go. So get ready for
Digitspin Crypto. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun.